Woo! What's going on, guys? Orange Swarm coming at you guys with another video, and this is another video with the Detroit Lions OTAs. The observations. This is the week 2 version. We had the week 1 version a little bit ago. How it goes is it's a total of 6 days, split into 3, so 3 and 3, and it's like a 2-week thing. And these beat writers, these Lions beat writers that I like to follow, and I'll name those guys. That's where I get the information from. I get it from Twitter, social media, whatever type of social media I can get my hands on, I do it. And Twitter is, I think, the best, and Facebook's pretty good as well. These are the guys that I follow, guys. The wrap up for week 2. John Macaron, Jeremy Reisman, Eric Schlitt, Jeff Reisden, Tim Twentyman. I did add a couple new guys to this. This is not going to be a super long video like the last one, a 40-minute video. But I added guys like Morgan Canning, Dave Burkett, Justin Rogers, Colton Pouncey, Ben Raven, and a little bit of Chris Burke. I'm going to try to follow those guys a little bit throughout the season to get more info. Those guys really, those second wave of guys didn't really put out a lot of stuff that I mentioned. Morgan Canning did, Tim Twentyman did, Reisden did, Jeff Risden did, John Macaron, who I just did a podcast with just a week and a half ago, or whatever it was, last Wednesday, I believe it was. I did a podcast with him and Mark Schmidt. It was a really good one. Darcy Melville, those guys, and that was a fun podcast to do, man. Some guys that really know their stuff. Mark Schmidt being an ex-NFL player for the Detroit Lions. He was a wide receiver back in the 80s, I believe it was, back in the 80s. And, John Macaron, who runs Detroit Lowdown on Facebook. I've done a couple pods with him, too, as well, and it was a fun pod. Go check it out. Darcy Melville there. But those are the beat writers that I kind of added. The second wave of guys like Burkett, Rogers, Colton Pouncey, Ben Raven. Those guys, they didn't really do a lot for this week, but I will try to follow them in the meantime. So, like I said, 6 days, split into 2, 3 and 3. Those beat writers only got to look, because it's closed off to the media. They only got to look for 2 days out of the 6. So, this second wave, it's not going to be 40 minutes, but let's get into this as fast as we can. The attendance, who was out, limited, and all that stuff. Running back David Montgomery out. Wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown out. We'll talk about him in a second. Right tackle Penei Sewell out. Left tackle Taylor Decker out. Rookie nose tackle Tyleek Williams in and out. Doing drills, but not really doing a lot of practicing. He's like doing some walkthroughs and stuff like that, but he's not practicing really hard right now. We'll talk about that reason why too. Linebacker Alex Anzalone still kind of holding out apparently for a new contract. Cornerback Terry and Arnold, defensive tackle Lee McNeil, defensive lineman Levi Ruzarike, nose tackle DJ Reader, defensive lineman Josh Pascal, and nose tackle Broderick Martin kind of in and out as well, working on the sidelines. We'll talk about him. But St. Brown and Tesla were working on the sideline, so that's a good sign. Broderick Martin as well, like I said. St. Brown had a minor knee surgery that just came out after the season, 2024. It's just a cleanup of his knee. He thinks he'll be ready for training camp. Let's hope he is. So it's unbelievable the amount of injuries that this team sustained in 2024. Sick of talking about it, but it's just like things keep popping up. Like guys were just having these off-season surgeries because everybody was going down. Just playing hurt. And it's the NFL, I get it. It's football. Guys play hurt, but man, the Lions suffered some injuries. So this was kind of like the final tune-up. And then there's a long break coming up. Then training camp kind of starts. Last year, I believe it was mid-July that training camp started. We play in the Hall of Fame game this year. We'll talk about that too. Not much about that though, but we play in the Hall of Fame game, so I think we get a chance, the Lions get a chance, because we get the extra game too, which is good and bad. We'll get to see all the young kids. We're not going to see any of the St. Browns. You're not seeing the Goffs. You're not seeing the Hutchinsons. You're not seeing the Sewells. You're not seeing those guys, Branch Kirby. You're just not seeing those guys. So the Hall of Fame game, we get an extra game. Instead of 3, we get 4. And I think we get to start training camp just a little bit earlier. So last year was mid-July. This year, I'm guessing it's going to be around the 1st of July, because the football game versus the Chargers, the Hall of Fame game, is on the 31st of July. So, it gives them a little bit of time to, prepare and stuff like that. It's not going to be a really deep preparation, but they're going to need time to prepare. So it's going to be a lot of backups, second, third, fourth string guys that are never going to see the field, guys that are never going to be in the NFL again. So I actually like the Hall of Fame game, and I think it's cool that we get to see the Lions, who have never played in it, I believe, and we get to see the kids. And that's what you want to see. You want to see the young guys. You want to see how they develop. You want to see who looks like they could be a part of that team. This week, that observation of week 2, it was a practice inside. The weather was bad. I think it was raining, so they practiced inside Allen Park. Standing out, guys, according to Dan Campbell, and Campbell kind of making it like, he's like, listen, guys are standing out, yes, we get it, but it's in pajamas. You have to be really careful on who you say is doing what and doing when, where, how, all that stuff. So he goes, but guys that are standing out on offense are Jameson Williams and tight end Sam Laporta and running back Jahmyr Gibbs. They're just looking different. He said they're really standing out on offense. And on defense, he thinks it's cornerback Enos Rakestraw Jr., saying that he's going to give this kid every opportunity to shine and get some snaps. Arnold has been out. Don't know what's going on with Terry and Arnold really as well, but I know he's out. Rakestraw playing on the outside kind of with DJ Reed, and he's going to get every opportunity, according to Dan Campbell, to win a spot or to get snaps, however they do it. He's like, it's going to be the best man wins. No one's guaranteed anything. Doesn't matter where you were drafted. We'll see. We'll see come September if that's the same deal, and one's playing better than the other. We'll see what happens. I'm not calling Dan Campbell a liar or anything like that, but sometimes these guys just say this, these coaches just say this just to get these guys fired up. Okay? It's a little bit of a strategy, light a fire under someone's ass. Arnold is more than likely our starter over Rakestraw, but it's good that Rakestraw is going to get some opportunities here. Because I guess he, even if he doesn't make it on the outside, he can probably bounce it inside. Amik Robertson is still kind of slowly coming back from that arm injury as well. He seems to be healthy, but he's coming back from a devastating injury as well too in the playoff game. We lost him in the second play of the game, so whatever. And then rookie Tyleik Williams, just kind of touched on him. He participated on Thursday, but has been limited. I said all that, so just remember, guys, if I repeat something, I'm sorry. I write down as much as I can about this. But Campbell has made it a point to sit a lot of these guys out. I think they're kind of slowly bringing in Tyleik Williams too, because A, he did get hurt a little bit in college. B, the Ohio State Buckeyes had a long season, won the national championship, I believe they did. And so it's a long season. It's like 13 games plus another 3 or 4. So they're bringing him along slowly, and he tweaked him. I think he tweaked a hamstring at the combine too. So he's a little bit banged up, and they're bringing him along slowly. And Campbell says it's all precaution. He wants a full participation for training camp for everybody. So he's bringing along guys real slowly. Like I said, injuries were run amok in 2024. It was terrible. So we work with that. And then the O-line, guys, you guys know about, obviously, Frank Ragnow retiring. I talked about it. I put out a video. Campbell making sure everybody knows it wasn't about money, saying it's absolutely ridiculous that came out, that storyline came out about that it's a contract issue. It never was. It was fully about retirement, about being healthy. Ragnow couldn't do it. He was going to do it last year after the 2023 season, or 2 seasons ago, but he finally decided, I'm playing 2024, and then it was just too much for 2025, and he had to retire. And he had this. He did it for himself, his family, and his health. So that's it. That's it, guys. It's over. He's done. He's never coming back. People are like, oh, maybe he'll make a playoff run, come back. He's done. Ragnow's never coming back. Just remember that, guys. And it sucks, because we're going to miss him big time. But they are working diligently, trying to get that new center, trying to fix that whole interior. That whole interior is, I'm not saying it's I'm not saying I'm panicking, but like I said before, it's concerning. It is concerning because it's possibly 2 rookies are gonna be inside there, and an old man in Glasgow. Either or, that's what it's gonna be. You're gonna see guys like Ratledge in there, possibly Miles Frazier, 2 rookies. You're gonna see Glasgow, who's 33, going. So it's gonna be interesting. Got Mahogany in there too as well, who's a second-year guy who's super young. So it is concerning. So we'll see what's going on. But there's no Sewell, no Decker for the O-line. I think Glasgow didn't participate fully either. So what it was again was Tate Ratledge, the rookie out of Georgia, first team center, and it looks like he was getting all the center snaps. So if it seems to me like right now in OTAs, they are thinking Ratledge right now. They're thinking Ratledge right now. It could change big time for training camp. Because I think it's dangerous to throw in a guy, and this is just my opinion, okay? I'm not a coach. I'm not an NFL coach or anything like that. I'm not a scout. But Ratledge has never played center. He's getting kind of the quick kind of like run through on how to play the position. You know, Hank Fraley is in there trying to get these guys going, and he's never played center. He's been a right guard most of his college career, 3 years in a row at right guard, played a little left guard, never played center. I know there's a lot of people out there that will argue with you or myself that Ratledge played center. He did not play center. Don't believe anybody. You don't have to believe me if you don't want to. I already know, though. I know he didn't play center. Was he possibly a backup? Maybe. Jared Wilson was their starting center for the last 2-3 years. Okay, and he got drafted by the Patriots in the 3rd round this year. So he's getting the quick turnaround on how to play center. That's what's going on right now. So right now it looks like they're giving him every opportunity as of right now, but I think it could change during training camp. And I think it's dangerous to put in a guy that's never played the position before, unless he's just super intelligent and super physical. He's a great athlete though, so we'll see what happens. And then Christian Mahogany was at left guard. Coyote Awosika was the right guard. Left tackle was Manu, and right tackle was Dan Skipper. So that was your first team, guys, with a lot of guys sitting out. So that's good for Manu, Skipper and right tackle, you know. So Campbell wants these guys to get up to speed, and he's putting pressure on Hank Fraley. He's not saying his job's on the line, but if you listen to Dan Campbell talk, he was like, this is why we got Hank Fraley. I want him to get these guys up to speed as fast as he can. He's one of the best out there. He's gonna do that job. So it's a little bit of pressure on Hank. It's a little bit of pressure on Hank. It's no job jeopardy or anything like that, but there's some pressure on Big Hank. But having Manu at left tackle is very encouraging. There's a guy that never played last year, never even dressed. So that's encouraging. So he's fighting for that backup left tackle spot behind Taylor Decker, which is nice. Then undrafted free agent center Kingsley Agwakin. Campbell kind of shouted his name out too, gave him a lot of props. And Tristan Colin fighting for center. Kingsley Agwakin playing some guard as well too. So, and then, you got Cologne out there that they just kind of brought in. He did some drills, but he sat out for teamwork. So he's learning. He's in the film room. He's got some of the physicals down, but he's got to get the mental down too, man. It's all about mentality too as well, not just physical when it comes to professional sports or any sport. It doesn't matter if it's professional or not. So Cologne's trying to get up to speed as well. Then the defense is ahead above the offense right now. Got to remember, new OC. It's not a new offense, but there's some new verbiage going on. There's some new things going on. Put it in there. Some little tweaks here and there. That's Dan Campbell's words, not mine. That they're tweaking some things here and there. But it's the same offense. Morton has already confirmed it, but he's trying to get that going as well too. So, Shepard has the new DC, but he's been around with this team for a few years, and 10 starters are returning on defense as well. So that is a good sign too. And then offensive coordinator, just talking about him, John Morton, he's focusing on isolating certain players like wide receiver Jameson Williams, Gibbs, tight end Sam Laporta. He's trying to get these guys in one-on-one matchups, trying to isolate these guys. Gibbs had a moment where I guess he dusted rookie defensive end Ahmed Hassanin on a drill. So that's what you want to get. He's trying to get his He's trying to feel out his guys, John Morton, and see who his go-to guys are. We all know who the go-to guys are, but he's got to do this. Okay, it's brand new to him. He's in a room full of insane talent. John Morton. He says he's never seen anything like it before. In the 20-something years he's been a coach, he's never seen an offensive room so talented at every position. He's in awe by it. This guy's been around for a while. Okay. And then Rodrigo, we got some unsettling news by Malcolm Rodriguez, a linebacker. You guys know he tore his ACL last November to be exact. Now he's not due to probably this November. So that's confirmed by Dan Campbell. That's what they're expecting. So that's 2 months of football right there at the start of September. So I think their first game is like the first week of September. Might even be mid-second week. But expect 2 months of football of Rodrigo not playing football. So there it is right there, man. He's going to miss a lot of games. And according to, the depth chart and Dan Campbell, he's linebacker 4 on this defense. So he gets snaps. Everybody says Malcolm Rodriguez, if you talk to anybody outside of Detroit Lions fans, and Malcolm Rodriguez is not a superstar, but he's a good backup who makes some plays. He's made plays since he's been in the NFL. He's not the greatest out there. He's not the fastest. He's not the greatest in coverage. He's not a sideline-to-sideline guy, but he's made plays on this defense, and he's an important piece. And we're going to miss him on not only getting snaps on the defense, we're going to miss him on special teams as well. That's humongous. He's a good special teamer. Now, like I said, standing out too as well, besides guys like Rakestraw, Gibbs, Laporta, Jamel. Second group of defense guys was DB Avante Maddox, a guy that they brought in from the Philadelphia Eagles, who's a versatile kid. He can play safety and he can play in the nickel. On the outside corner, not 100% too sure on that one. He's more of a nickel, more of a safety guy, and he's always in the right spot. And he's going to get snaps. He's going to get snaps. He's a backup. He's depth. He played on a championship team last year with the Eagles. He's going to get some snaps. He's not one of those guys that you're going to count on to make huge plays, but he's a guy that can make plays. And then Colby Sorslow, a little bit of news about Colby Sorslow. We drafted him a few years ago, 3 or 4 years ago to be exact. He's a guy that's on the bubble. They're trying to get this guy. They tried guard, they tried tackle. Now they're trying him at center. He got second team reps at center. And then, like I said, Kingsley Agwakin was on the second team at left guard. So they're trying to get this guy in the team, Sorslow, it seems like, but he's on his last legs. He's going to be a guy that's probably going to get cut. I think he's going to get cut. He was a guy that showed promise in his rookie year and just hasn't really showed anything since. A couple of healthy scratches, he dressed a little bit here and there. So the good luck to Colby, man. I hope he makes the team, but it's not looking good for him. And then Derek Barnes too. He's participating, which is really nice to see out there. And then you're seeing guys like free agent signing tight end Kenny Yeboah, who played with the Jets. He's practicing too. He didn't practice last week. Linebacker Grant Stewart getting reps in too, with Malcolm Rodriguez being out. First team punt protector as well. He flies around the ball. He's a fired up guy. He's loud. He's one of those guys that is seen out there. He's not a big guy. He's not big, but he sounds big and he plays big. So he's more of a special teamer, but he's getting a lot of looks because with his linebacking core a little bit nicked up. Guys, Anzalone is out because of contract issues. Malcolm Rodriguez being out too, like I said. So yeah. Then this old lineman thing as weapons, you're seeing it now on social media. If you're following social media, Ben Johnson has some guys going out, like Darnell Wright. He had Caleb Williams as quarterback, taking snaps at wide receiver. It's a little bit of a trend going on. Ben Johnson doing Ben Johnson things. The Lions kind of got into it too as well. With Dan Skipper and Jamarco Jones, they look like they're guys that are a little bit more athletic, that can catch the football. I believe Dan Skipper caught a touchdown pass last year in a blowout. I don't remember who was it against, but Skipper caught a touchdown pass last year. So there's guys that look good and guys that don't look good. Apparently, Michael Neese and Natane Mutai did not look good at all catching a football as O-linemen. So you're seeing this trend happen. The Bears kind of started it. It's a Ben Johnson thing. You know, he's all about trick plays. We know this. I think we saw some Vikings do it. I believe we saw some Washington Commanders, like teams doing it. So I'm sure everyone's kind of doing it. I'm just not following every single team, obviously. So yeah, so go with that. You know, we had Sewell caught a first down a couple years ago as well too, versus the Vikings. You know, sealed the game. Sewell gave the first down, almost swatted someone's head off at the same time. So yeah, it's a thing. Now remember, like I said, Lions in a Hall of Fame game. It just talked about that. It's going to be earlier, so I think we get an extra week or two of training camp because we play in that game. Chargers too as well. And then this is the end, guys. This is really about it. There wasn't a lot to talk about, but Khalif Raymond and Tim Patrick, pretty much your wide receiver 3 and wide receiver 4, and as of right now, in my opinion, you know, with Amon-Ra when he comes back, and then J-Mo being number 2. They were getting first team looks as well with Amon-Ra out as of right now. J-Mo moving up to wide receiver 1, you know, with Raymond and Patrick going 2 and 3. So those guys getting looks. You know, we'll see what happens with 4 or 5. Whatever it's going to be, I think Raymond will be 4. Isaac Tesla, when he starts practicing, is he going to move up to 4? Is he going to move up to 3? Your guess is as good as mine right now with this kid. Not very productive in college. Freakish athlete, though. Freakish athlete with good hands. And we'll see how that goes along the line when he's ready to rock and roll. And then Aiden Hutchinson and Davenport getting looks as well as defensive end 1 and defensive end 2. No change there. Linebacker Jack Campbell at the mic, looking more comfortable every single day. There's my little puppy up there that just said hello. So Campbell at the mic linebacker spot looking better as of right now. It's year 3 for him. It's year 3 for him, and we'll see what happens there. I think I like Jack Campbell. If you watched my pod, if you watched a couple years ago when I did a live during the draft, I was really excited for Jack Campbell. Very excited, actually. Good linebacker. We'll see what he can do this year. He needs to start making a little bit more plays, and that's okay. I'm not bashing the guy. I just need to see a little bit more playmaking ability. He's good on the run. He stuffs the run. You know, he's not that great at pass coverage. He improved from his rookie season, which is nice, but he still has a very high pass completion against. You know, he's not a sack guy. He has a few on this. He has a few in 2 years. No interceptions. You know what I mean? He has a few tackles for loss. He ramped that up too as well in year 2. So he's getting better. More tackles in year 2 than he had in year 1, obviously. And I just need to see some more playmaking ability. And I know it's there. I fully trust him and these linebackers that get going with him. So, and then the offense was incorporating some tempo, trying to get it fired up a little bit, trying to get it high up, see if the defense could really adjust on the fly. They did just that. That's a really nice sign of seeing guys making adjustments on the fly from the defensive point of view. And that's it, guys. That's all I really wrote down. That's from a slew of beat writers. Not all of them participated that I mentioned, but most of them did. So, but that's it, guys. It's not a long video, like 40 minutes like last one, but this is it, guys. So that's it, guys. How do you guys feel about that? Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the bottom right. Don't forget to hit the notification bell up top. Don't forget to like, comment, share this video to all your friends and family and to everybody that you love. Okay? So help me out, help a brother out, and that'll be greatly appreciated. So yeah, guys, how do you guys feel, man? How do you guys feel? OTAs is wrapped up. It's done. Now is the long break, and I think it's going to start back up probably in a month. It's going to back up in a month, maybe even a little bit earlier, in early July, because of the Hall of Fame game, like I said earlier. So that's it, guys. Training camp is next. I don't think there's a mini camp coming up. I believe it's right to training camp. So it's done. OTAs is done. Hopefully everybody participates, comes back for training camp, and we'll see what happens there. But it should get interesting. There's some camp battles that I'm gonna talk about, hopefully prior to training camp. But thanks a lot, guys. Like I said, ding dong. Subscribe, like, comment, share. I appreciate it, guys. Grit, Detroit versus everybody. Let's go. Boom.